When we talk about the nation, we need to keep in mind two different aspects of the nation. And the first one is a social aspect and the social foundations of the nation. And the second one is the political foundation of the nation. When we talk about the social foundation, we talk about the sense of belonging. And Michael has already mentioned that before. Everybody belongs to be part of a community. And this community can be your local community, it can be your city, it can be your family, it can be your circle of friends. But historically, we were all part of a wider community, and this was the community of the nation or the country we lived in. And belonging to this community is an important foundation when it comes to the second part, and that is the political aspect of the nation. And that is basically to do with how the state is structured. In many countries, and in most countries, there is an overlap between the social foundations and the political foundations. So states are built on a community where people share a history, where people share a language, and where people share culture. And we see when we look at the evolution of the nation state in 19th century Europe, we see that they came together basically on these three shared developments: language, history, and culture.
那么在古代的时候呢，中国那个主要是按照地方来说人，比如说古代有很多的小国，我们会说你是鲁国人，你是晋国人，或者你是郑国人，就是过去的人群是以那个他住的那片土地，中国一直都是和土地连在一起的。所以那个费孝通先生呢讲中国人的本质就是乡土，这个是我觉得是一个非常深刻的看法，就是中国人的那个情感和他的那个身份和他的思想都和这个土地有密切的相关。为什么中国的这个怎么说呢？这个就是对自己的这个认同，就对自己是什么人这样的一个身份认同，就是跟土地结合得这么紧。它是这样的一个概念系统，它不是像西方是一个教会，或者说是一个什么那个信仰其他的一个什么主义，一个政治那个主张，跟这些都没有关系，就是一片土地。我生在这，长在这，并且这片土地上发生过很多故事，这些故事时间长了，我们就称之为历史。所以中国为什么最重视土地和历史？土地和历史才是中国文化的关键词。很多人都把这个现代国家按照这个民族国家来定义。其实我觉得这是不全面的。现代国家在我看来至少有2个类型，一个就是以欧洲为榜样的这个民族国家，另外一个就是合众国，就是像那个美国那样的所谓合众国。其实合众国占的比例也不少，就你观察到今天世界凡是比较大的国家，其实都是合众国的模式。美国是，中国、俄罗斯、印度，也许还有，因为我们过去的传统观念就是叫做天下，天下就是整个世界，天下一家，然后天下的一个基本的一个观念叫做天下无外，就是没有任何人被排除在这个天下之外，所有的人都是就 included in the all under heaven， 所以那个这种和古代传统的这个关系，恰恰是那个就是形成了中国今天的这个叫做一个很特殊的现代国家。那么其实中国今天的这个现代国家，按照欧洲的标准，那个就不像一个民族国家。
When it comes to Europe, we are now at a critical juncture, and Faman has already mentioned that in Europe we are now facing a very important decision whether we want to continue with the concept of the nation state or whether we want to go beyond this. And this would be the post-national era, really. We had, in the 19th century, we saw the development of the nation state. In the 20th century, we saw catastrophic consequences of the nation state. We were involved in 2 world wars, and the nationalism was a key component of the very aggressive period in Europe in the first part of the 20th century. So for us, the nation state was really problematic after the Second World War, in particular for Germany. It was very problematic to talk about the nation state because it was related to nationalism and it was related to aggression. What Europe did then was to say, we move beyond that. We have to overcome nationalism and we have to overcome the nation state. Europe, the European Union, was one answer to this. And now we have to decide, do we want to proceed in this process of becoming post-national and more European? Or do we say, no, we actually want to hang on to the nation state. We want to keep our national identities. And in that sense, the future is open. We don't know what will happen. Germany is now one of the countries within Europe with the highest share of foreign-born population and the highest share of people who have at least one parent who is foreign-born. Yeah? So we are in fact a multi-ethnic society. At the same time, if you look at the political discourse, and if you look at policy making, this is not recognized by the political elites. For a very long time, including Chancellor Angela Merkel, the political elite and the government have said, we do not believe in multiculturalism. We do not want to accept other cultures. We want to focus on the German culture. And if you look at school books, and that is almost the third question, if you look at school books, there is no reflection of the multi-ethnic reality within Germany. It is reflected that you might have children in these school books who have foreign-sounding names, so they appear as an object in school books, but they do not appear in people who carry their own history with them and their own cultural heritage with them. And that is a huge problem. The gap between the reality on the street as a multi-ethnic society and the way politicians talk about this and it is filtered into the education system is a huge problem within Germany.
现在中国有很多人都移居到世界各地，不仅是欧美，甚至是非洲和南美，到处都有中国人。这些中国人有的时候移过去很多代了，但是呢，他仍然会把自己理解为是中国人，有的人他都甚至不会说中文了。那么这个为什么会有这样的一个现象？我觉得钱穆先生有一个很好的解释，说就是因为中国人这个乡土观念，对这个土地，对这个乡，在一片土地上建立起来一个乡，这样的一种情感，在这个的引导下，所以中国人在移民的时候，他不是把自己给移到别的国家去，他是把一个乡给搬到别的地方去。我们为什么一定要按照西方的方式来做一个我们的 nation building 呢？这个我稍微有一点疑问。当然我不是说不可以，也许这个可以借鉴，也许是一个很有用的概念。但是如果说我们沿用就是传统的，就是我们中国人是联系于一片土地，由一片土地和一个历史所定义的这么一群人，难道不可以吗？事实上，如果是以土地和历史作为基础的这样的一个中国人的概念，我认为是更加宽容的，并且是开放的。
In Europe, the key question is how do we organize a political entity that is European, but has a notion of solidarity and responsibility? The biggest conflicts arise in the EU when people migrate from poorer parts of Europe to richer parts of Europe. and they do not have the means and the money to sustain themselves. Yeah? And at the moment, social inequality in Europe is very big. Yeah? So I think even if you don't want to have the concept of a nation state, I think you need to have a concept of solidarity and responsibility. And as I understand the Chinese situation, you have a layered notion of solidarity and responsibility, that people, if they move within China, coming to big cities, they can move, but they do not have the same entitlements as other people who are born in the city. Yeah? So that is one way of dealing with that. And Europe sort of is moving in a similar direction, because they make a distinction between people who are born here and people who have moved to a place. Yeah? All I'm saying is, solidarity and responsibility are the key aspects if you want to organize a political entity, and if you don't want to use the concept of the nation state, because within the nation state, it's obvious, there is a mechanism of solidarity and responsibility. The main question is, does the nation state lead automatically to nationalism? And I would say, no, it does not. Yeah? We have seen in the past that nation states can employ nationalist tendencies for their own advantage, and it can lead to catastrophic consequences. I think the 20th century is the example for the catastrophic consequences. But there is no automatic link between the nation state and nationalism. That would be my first claim. And we can look at many countries, we can look at many nations who are proud of their national heritage, but who are not national, where nationalism doesn't play a big role. Yeah? If we look at the Nordic countries, for instance, if we look at many other European countries, we do not find that. So I don't think there's an automatic link. There is, however, a link when it comes to what I would call economic imbalances. So small countries do not do that. It's only, nationalism is dangerous in big countries, but big countries do not necessarily use nationalist tendency in their policies, but they do so if they are facing economic imbalances. And when it comes to the recent European election, and when you look at which countries have voted for the populist right, which employ nationalist language and nationalist programs, you can see that these are countries which are economically in trouble. Yeah? They don't have an economic model which is sustainable in the long run.
您提的这个问题呢，我觉得是这样。你说中国现在到底这个民族主义是个什么气氛？我也觉得是需要做调查研究。现在我们都缺乏这个数据，都是在说空话。那至于说从中国的传统精神来说，其实中国即使在帝国时代，也主要是一个防守型的帝国，这是中国的一个传统。它的就刚才我说的，它的精神的根源是在于土地，所以中国从来最关心的就是守住这块土地，它是要守住土地，而不是要去别人家，这个是中国的一个传统。那至于你说那个经济困难的时候，会不会是吧？是不是有点你说走向极端的行为？这个从历史上来说，从欧洲的历史上来说，好像是有的。但是呢，这个恰恰是中国在中国思维方式里面特别反对的一件事情。中国这个思维从来都讲究要给对手留余地，要让对手也能生存下去，不能够叫做欺人太甚，不能够不给人留活路。那么在这种思维下，很难有那个你死我活的斗争。
I completely agree. I completely agree with the fact, and that is what I tried to allude to, that nationalism is coupled with economic deprivation. And if countries do not have at least the prospect of a positive economic development, then nationalism can strive. And that is exactly, one of the key causes of the rise of Hitler in Germany in and fascism in Germany. The interesting aspect now is with the problem Europe is in now and the Eurozone is in now, that people seriously question whether the policies that are employed at the moment vis-à-vis the southern European countries, in particular Greece, whether these countries are not pushed economically to an extent that nationalism, will almost automatically rise and will pose a threat in the southern European countries. Yeah? And, to what extent is that, due to the policies that are employed at the moment? Yeah, it's a serious conversation and a serious discussion within Europe, and I think there's some truth to that discussion. I remember the World Cup in Germany in 2006, for instance. There were many people on the street waving German flags, having big viewing places, and celebrating on the street the fact that Germany was hosting the World Cup. This was a change in the public attitude. So people were proud of being German and were at ease with their own national identity. So I think it has changed a lot. And today again, 10 years later, one would say, if I would ask my son, what do you think as being German? And my son would say, I don't really care. The current European generation is what we call the EasyJet generation, because EasyJet is the low-cost airline within Europe where you can fly to different places within Europe at very low cost. And they find it completely naturally to go for a weekend to Spain or to Italy or to some other country and mix very easily with other Europeans. So I think the very young generation now, the people in their 20s now, they would say, we are Europeans. If anyone, they would say, this is a European country I live in.
年轻人他也是中国人，他仍然会延续中国的这种传统的对这片土地的理解和对历史的理解。也就是说，新一代的中国人，他仍然愿意成为中国这样的一个历史的共同作者。他仍然愿意继续写这份历史，因为这个历史，这篇长篇小说已经写得很长了，非常的丰富，他愿意接着写下去，愿意把它给写好，并且是在这片土地上写好。即使像我刚才说的有大量的移民，这个也是会他们试图把这个乡给移过去，形成一个跟中国这个原有的土地仍然有一种生命的呼应，所以也仍然是在参与写这个历史，所以我相信他们会坚持这样的一个，当然这是我的猜想。你可以。
The fourth question about the EU and whether the EU is not just becoming a big nation state and whether we will see European nationalism vis-à-vis other parts of the world is a very interesting question. I think as long as most Europeans do not define themselves as Europeans, it will be very difficult to create a pan-European nationalistic movement. Yeah? I can't see it in any sort of foreseeable future, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen in 50 years' time. Or sometime in the future it might happen, but not in the immediate future, because for that, there is not enough shared history, shared understanding, shared knowledge about the region, attachment to the region, etc. So. But it's a very interesting question.
就是刚才阿克曼先生讲的，就是提到中国这个现代这100年来的这个民族建构的问题。这个民族建构，当然我说这种做法不是太合适，因为它是沿用西方的一个比较生硬的概念。如果是即使是按照西方的标准，这个工程也是没有做完。应该说这100年来的这个中国关于这些民族建构，或者是说是对这个中国人这样的一个概念的延续上，是出了很多问题。现在是一片混乱的局面。应该说是不管从文化的解释，还是教育，还是其他方面的方式。都有太多的问题了。事实上，已经隔断了历史， 就是这点，我觉得可以跟刚才那个后来的有一个问题可以在一起说，就是我们这些年、几十年甚至上百年来做的很多事情，在我看来非常失败，在文化上是非常失败的，在社会上、社会建构上也是非常失败的，都是试图和中国的历史切断关系，起到的效果都是这样。你切断这个关系呢，你就无根了，你这个历史的叙事就不连贯了，对吧？你都不知道你过去中国人是这个历史的共同的书写者，现在如果你不让人们共同的书写这个历史，那么这个中国以至于中国人的这个概念，怎么能够连贯的说下来呢？当然事情就会说乱了。所以我觉得这些都是需要解决和克服的问题。